So I had this weird dream. There was a giant castle in all the land, and the giant castle was built on a 3 by 3 by 3 plane. So 333 is exponential, right? So you can have plane, you can have linear, and you can have exponential. You can look it up more, but basically you have 2, which is a solid number, good number. If God gives you a double portion, sure. Or God can multiply something. That's great. That means God's at work. And then there's times where he'll do, like the Bible will say, holy, holy, holy. Or even 666. 666 doesn't mean 666. It means 666. Holy, holy, holy. It means something exponential, something extraordinary is happening. So in this dream, the council was 333, and the number 3 is for God. And this castle was like a fortress, and all around the castle, probably 1/10 its size, were these pyramids. And pyramids kept popping up around the castle. And what I believe this to be saying is that humanity is trying to build these human towers of excellence and spirituality to compete or knock down or surround the castle. But the castle is built on God's authority. And so it is big. Like this castle reached up to the skies. And the pyramids, as giant as pyramids are, were very like earthly things. You know, they stood on the ground, but the castle went up to the sky and was mighty. Like the castle walls were probably half the size of the pyramids themselves. Well, in width, they went all the way up, protecting the buildings within the castle. The castle walls went all the way up to the heavens. And in this dream, I was running around this like inner maze, and I was both the anti-hero, right? That kind of dark hero we need to be at times. And I was also the Revenant. And at the time, I didn't know what Revenant means. I should bring it up in front of me real quick so I can read it out to you. Revenant definition. So I'm running around hiding, and finally I jump into this bucket. And this bucket would kind of take me to the other side. But it was like a bucket for like washing and holding water for laundry. And I hid from the anti-hero, and the anti-hero, it looked like an anti-hero, and the Revenant looked kind of like homeless. But eventually I, as the anti-hero, I, as the Revenant, got behind the anti-hero and used a double-barrel shotgun and shot him in the back, and he was defeated. And it was this really intricate maze. And so I woke up and I was like, Revenant, Revenant, Revenant. What does that mean? A Revenant is someone who has returned, especially supposedly from the dead. So what God has been showing me lately is that while I'm an expert in war and tactics and fighting, you know, supernatural, mainly supernatural and political, and tactics, that it's the resurrective power of God that defeats opposition. And a pastor once told me, he said, as he was leaving, he said, hey, you like to fight, right? And I like martial arts. I've done kung fu and kickboxing, and those were fun. But I also like the philosophy of a martial arts. That's what led me to do Christianity kind of as a spiritual martial art. A spiritual martial art for your life instead of just for, you know, battles on the street sort of thing. So the pastor says, you like to fight, right? Well, Jesus will teach you how to fight. Oh, well, that's cool. So I've been getting annoyed waiting, and so finally I go, Jesus, are you going to teach me how to fight or what? I want to know how to fight. And he showed me this like mountainous, ruggedness for athletic combat, and brutal combat for my philosophical opposition, right? And God showed me, he goes, now one level above fighting is communication. And I thought, well, this is interesting, because my primary gift as a soul, as a human, is simplification of communications. So Jesus's primary gift was comprehension of the Word of God. Joseph had a gift for prophecy. Moses had a gift for education and power. So I thought, wow, communication, that's interesting, because I'm really good at communication. And that makes sense, because God made the world by speaking. Jesus is the Word of God, so Jesus is made by speaking. So we take our soul and we speak. The word for soul actually comes from the word breath. God breathed life into us. So you speak. So God made the universe by speaking. A lot of issues come from people. A lot of mental health issues come when they stop speaking about it. Prayer, speaking. Prayer means honest communication. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. So that was interesting. Communication is the ultimate form of spiritual reality bending, performance, and disagreement and dissertation. Anyway, I thought this Bible verse kind of went along with it. I kind of always want to give a Bible verse, so we kind of start locking in the Word of God as a philosophical foundation. So John 14:12, very truly I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these. And I used to think that was weird, because Jesus had just healed like 4,000 people. But look at what we're doing this day and age. We're recording, we're sending messages for free across the world for all time. Music we can access, movies we can access. If you sit in a fighter jet, you can travel faster than the speed of sound. You can travel around the world in the International Space Station at 25 times the speed of sound. We went and stood on the moon. Like, are you kidding? That's amazing. The ultimate power source in life is Jesus, is God. So if you want power, if you want wealth, if you want stability, if you want mercies and gentleness, pray a lot, talk to God, and he will talk back. And the secret to getting him to talk back is you pester him. Pester him, ask him every day. Ask him the same question until he answers. Don't be afraid. Ask for whatever you want. But definitely ask about what his plans are for you, so you can at least say no, or you can say no thank you, or you can say, how about this? God told me I was going to be like Scrooge McDuck. I was going to have 3 cubic acres of money to work with ministry of God in heaven. And I was like, bigger than anything I ever thought I was going to do. Well, yeah, I'll just do it. I'm more than happy to work in finances for the kingdom of heaven. Anyway, love you guys.